Straykids imagines when you get sick and throw up in front of your husband or BF. bangchan. Yen woke up with her stomach twisting, but she tried to hide it. Chan had finally taken a day off and she didn't want to ruin a rare quiet morning. But Chan still glanced up. Baby, you okay? You're quiet. He asked gently. I'm fine, Yen whispered. He didn't believe her, but he didn't. Then another wave hit her, sharp and sudden. She pushed herself up quickly, panic rising, but barely got 2 steps before her stomach gave up. Chan, I'm so don't, he said softly, already beside her. One steady hand rested on her back, the other gently held her chin. So he shook his head and wiped her face with the sleeves of his hoodie without even thinking about it. You're the love of my life, he whispered. Chan helped her to the couch, his arms strong and protective around her. You should have told me you felt this bad, he murmured, brushing her hair behind her ear. Bother me? He cupped her cheek, his voice low and warm. You're my person. Taking care of you is the one thing that never feels like work. Then Chan sat beside her, pulled her gently into his chest, and kissed her forehead. I'm not going anywhere, he whispered. Not today, not ever. Lino. Yen should have known Lino would notice something was wrong before she did. He kept glancing at her all morning, narrowing his eyes the same. Yen, he said, why are you breathing like that? Like what? Like you're trying not to pass out. She tried to brush it off, but her stomach twisted. For a moment she froze. Heat rushed to her face as she waited for him to freak out or complain. He didn't. Lino sighed. You're burning up. Sit down before you fall. I didn't mean to. Stop, he cut in. You're sick, that's what happened. He grabbed a towel, wiped her chin softly, then pressed his forehead against her to check her temperature. You're definitely not going anywhere today. You didn't ruin anything. His voice softened, warm beneath his usual blunt tone. I can run errands tomorrow. You're more important. Something. He cleaned the floor, washed his hand, and returned with a warm cup of water. Then he sat beside her and pulled her into his side, even though she kept. You could throw up on me, he said calmly, and I'd still sit here. That's gross, that love, unfortunately. Next time, he said, tell me you feel bad before you explode like a malfunctioning fountain. I'll try. Good. He kissed her temple. Changbin. Jeongin was in the kitchen humming while mixing protein powder into his shake. Yen sat at the corner trying her best to smile at his nonsense. You look pale, he said, squinting at her, and not in a cute vampire way. I'm fine, Yen insisted. A minute later, she wasn't fine at all. The nausea hit her so suddenly and so violently that she didn't even have to stand up. She grabbed the edge of the counter. He set down his shake so fast it nearly tipped over and rushed to her side. Don't apologize. Are you dizzy? Do you need water? She nodded. I hate this, she mumbled. I know, he said softly, brushing her hair back. But you're not alone. He got her some water, wiped her face gently. Next time, Changbin said, just tell me your stomach is bloating. I didn't think it was this bad, she whispered. Your body stays. He grabbed a blanket and wrapped it around her shoulders like a cap. There, now you're sick, Queen. Yen, I'm your royal guard. That's the dumbest title. Yen leaned into him, exhausted. Thanks for taking care of me. Changbin pressed a kiss to the top of her head. Always, even if you throw up on my sneakers next. Han. Han had been working on a new track in the studio, bouncing in his chair like he just drank a gallon of iced coffee. Yen was curled up on the couch. Ian, he said without turning around, you're too quiet. That's suspicious. Did you break something? Did you touch the expensive button? I didn't touch anything. Before she could respond, her stomach twisted hard. She sat up quickly, dizzy, and heart finally turned. Whoa, why do you look like you are about to? For 2 seconds, Han froze, then his eyes widened with pure curiosity. Oh my god, are you? She glared at him even while trying not to. He rushed over anyway, grabbing her shoulder so she wouldn't collapse. People throw up when they are pregnant. I've seen dramas, it's a thing. Um, okay, okay, he guided her to sit on the couch and held her hair back. I'm just trying. If you surprise me with the baby reveal one day, I'm ready. She, he giggled, wiping her mouth gently with the towel. You still look cute, even when you look like mess. That's talent. I hate you. No, you don't. Han cleaned the floor quickly, complaining dramatically the whole time. My wife tries to in my studio. Unbelievable. No more teasing, she warned. He nodded seriously, then whispered, still voting pregnancy, Han. He burst out laughing and hugged her tight. Fine, fine, you're just sick and I'm staying right here until you feel better. Seungmin. Jeongin was the first one to notice it, the way Yen's shoulders stiffened whenever she tried to move, the way her eyes lost focus. He closed the book he was reading and looked at her directly. You're not okay, he said softly. What's wrong? She shook her head, just nausea. It'll pass. Jeongmin's expression didn't change, but his eyes did. Calm, observant, unconvinced. It doesn't look like it will, he replied quietly. She doubled over, knees pulling in as she suddenly threw up on the living room floor. She froze, mortified, but Songmin didn't move back even an inch. Instead, he reached forward, gently catching her hair before it could fall into her face. Breathe, he murmured. It's all right, just breathe. Tears blurred her vision. I didn't mean to do that. I know. His voice stayed soft, but his You don't have to apologize. Even then, embarrassment wrapped around her like a blanket she couldn't shake off. Jonquin helped her sit on the couch, place. You are warm, he said quietly. You've been feeling sick longer than you told me, haven't you? Her silence was enough of an answer. I didn't want to bother you. You don't bother me, he said firmly. You matter, that's different. He cleaned the floor quickly, then returned. Still nauseous? He asked a little. I'll stay with you until it's gone. You don't have to. Yes, Songmin said, leaning his shoulder against her. I do. He squeezed her hand reassuringly. And if it happened again, he added softly, it's okay, I'm not going anywhere. Ian. Jeongin had been excited about their date night all day. He kept checking the time, fixing his hair, and asking again every 5 minutes if his ready, he asked with a bright smile. I think so, Yen said, even though her body strongly disagreed. They barely stepped outside when her vision blurred. Yen, are you okay? You look pale. Before she could answer, the wave hit hard. Her stomach flipped violently, and she leaned forward, throwing up right there on. Her voice cracked. Jongin, I'm so sorry. But Jongin didn't hesitate for even a second. He stepped towards her, holding her hair back with one. Hey, don't apologize, he murmured. You are sick, that's all. I ruined our date, she whispered. He shook his head instantly. No, our date can wait. He guided her back into the apartment, supporting her like she was fragile glass. When she was on the couch, Jongen headed her somewhere. You are uncomfortable because I saw? He asked softly. A little, Yen admitted. Jongen sat right next to her and let her head rest on his shoulder. He relaxed into him and he gently tightened his arm around her. For a few peaceful moments, he stayed calm and quiet. So he said lightly, should I be worried that you are suddenly throwing up? Or are you pregnant? Yen's head shot up. Yongin, He smacked his arm lightly, and he only hugged her tighter. Don't worry, he murmured warmly. Sick or not, I'm right here. Felix Felix was in the kitchen humming while shaping cookie dough into tiny hearts. These ones for you, he said proudly, because you are my favorite person. Yen smiled, but her stomach was not enjoying anything today. Every smell hit her wrong, even the sweetness Felix loved so much. He turned. What thing? That thing where you pretend you are okay but you look like you are fighting for your life. She tried to laugh, but another wave of nausea rolled. Felix, she whispered, then leaned forward, unable to stop it, and threw up on the kitchen floor. Felix froze for half a second. Oh, my sweet love. She covered her face, mortified. Felix, I'm so sorry. Stop, he said gently, already holding her shoulder so she wouldn't fall. Don't apologize. I ruined the kitchen. You can throw up on my cookies if you want. I'll still love you. Stop, she let out a weak laugh. He When he wiped her mouth with a warm towel, Yen hid her face again. This is so gross, she whispered. Felix cupped her cheeks with both hands. No, you are cute. I know, and I still think you are the prettiest person in the world. He kissed her forehead softly. So that's a you problem, not a me problem. You don't have to take care of me, she murmured. He crouched down in front of her, hands resting on her knees, voice gentle, eyes warm. I want to take care of you. I love you, and I'm still right here until you feel better. Yen touched his cheek. Thank you, Lex. He smiled softly and Hyunjin. Jeongin had set up his whole art corner for the day. Candles lit, soft music playing, hair tied back, sleeves rolled up. He looked like he belonged. But the second she walked in, Hyunjin looked up. My muse looks pale, he said, tilting his head. Pale in an ecstatic way or pale in an I'm fine, Yen replied. He squinted at her dramatically. Lies, your aura is wobbly. My aura is wet. Before he could start, like he crushed to her face. Hyunjin, he dropped his pink brush like it had personally betrayed him. Oh no, 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 my baby is suffering. But instant Hyunjin rushed to her, dramatically dropping to his knees like it was a tragic drama scene. Why didn't you tell me? He gasped. Hyunjin cupped her face gently, wiping her mouth with his sleeves before she could protest. Embarrassing, Yen, you could throw up on my painting. I'm an artist, he said seriously. Everything I do is extreme. He helped her sit on a soft pillow, handling her like she was delicate. Ruin? He softened instantly, eyes warm. You think everything you do could ruin my mood? He gave her the soft smile he only ever used when it. He cleaned the floor quickly, humming softly to calm her. When he came back to her side, he wrapped her carefully in his arm and pulled her against his chest. Yen relaxed into him. Okay, Hyunjin tightened his hold around her. Good, now let me hold you like the masterpiece you are. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos.